So meditation again means cultivating, becoming more familiar with something. So basically it deals with the mind. That's the object of the meditation. Because the mind needs to become more optimal, so it doesn't deal with physical fitness. So we need first, for any meditation, suppose we want to cultivate loving kindness, we first need a proper tool. The mind has to be reasonably calm, reasonably clear. Calm means more like stable. So how we do that? We try to improve our faculty of settling the mind. We don't want to stop the thoughts. It's not going to happen anyway. It will never work. We don't want just to empty our mind. This is a strange idea that we should blank our mind. Just let the thoughts come and go, but at least a little more stable mind, not just like a restless monkey, and a little more clear mind. So for that we do usually very simple attention or vigilance exercise or techniques. You can concentrate on something. One good technique that is used often is focusing on the going and coming of the breath, because the breath is, of course, cannot be seen. It's a very subtle feeling, so it's subtle enough that it's a good sort of criteria to see if you are distracted or not, if you remain mindful of the coming and going of the breath. So we just sit in a balanced posture. It doesn't have to be with full crossed leg, but if you have too lax or something, you probably get a good nap. Or if you're too tense, it agitates the mind. So just a balanced way. Your hands can be on your knees, can be there, whatever feels comfortable and sort of harmonious. And then you just breathe in and out, usually from the nose, and feel the breathing is coming out, breathing is coming in, and just keep your mind on that. It's pretty silly, but it's very subtle. If your mind wanders, then you don't see it at all, so it's a good reminder whether you have been wandering or not. And then if your mind does wander, and then suddenly you say, oh, I have been distracted. There's no need to be discouraged. Think that the very fact that you say, oh, I've been distracted, mindfulness is back. So don't add to it by saying, oh, it's so bad, I can't meditate. So just focus again on the breath, and that's it. And we'll do that for a few seconds, then we'll see how we can use that, say, for instance, to cultivate loving kindness. But just start with watching the breath. The eyes don't have to be closed. It can be if you like, but usually we keep them half open and just sort of panoramic gazing, not focus on anything special, but just kind of, we don't need to stop the outer perceptions. You don't have to control the breath. It might slow down naturally, sometimes might accelerate. You just notice it, but you don't do anything special. So you can imagine that you could do that for 10 minutes. Now, two obstacles might come. One is dullness, you feel bored, you sink. One is excitement, you get distracted. So in both cases, you can either relax or revive your posture, your mind, calm it down or make it more awake. So use skillful antidotes. Now, let's say that we did that for 10 minutes. The mind is a little bit more stable, a little bit more clear. So now we can move to, say, cultivating loving kindness. So to begin with, it's like when you start sailing a boat, You begin with fine weather like today, and then slowly you can sail in more rough weather. So then in the beginning, if you want to cultivate loving kindness, it's easier to bring to the mind the image of someone who is very dear to you. You don't have to make huge efforts to feel some loving kindness to that person. And so let's imagine someone who is very dear to you. You only wish good things to that person, and then fill your mind with this benevolence, with this loving kindness. Just may that person be safe, may that person be happy, may that person have fulfillment, may that person be healthy, and so forth. And then let your mind be filled with that sort of kindness, good-heartedness. So this is not something new. We know about that, but usually it comes and goes. It's soon replaced by other mental states. So here, imagine that we do that for 10-15 minutes. When it declines, we revive it. When we're distracted, we come back to it. So again and again, you fill your mind with loving kindness. That is what practice is. Practice, practice, practice. Again and again. And that's how change comes about, not just fleeting thoughts. You don't train in anything without some kind of perseverance and familiarization. So now, as a last exercise, imagine that you could feel that naturally, spontaneously for someone who is dear, someone who wishes you good. But after all, every sentient being, none of them wants to suffer. Everyone would like to find some happiness. So why not being concerned as well with strangers, with obnoxious people who create suffering, but they're also completely confused. And to wish them good is not to wish them success in their terrible endeavors, but to wish them to change, to wish them that their hatred will diminish, that their indifference will not be anymore. So you can extend that. So let's try it in that way. Because, loving kindness and compassion are not reward for good behavior. The absence is not a punishment. Loving kindness applies to all beings and compassion to all kinds of suffering, wherever it may be, whatever forms it takes. It's not a moral judgment, that's something else. So let's try to extend from the dear person to a stranger and to more difficult persons. So you see, if we were to do that over some period of time, again and again, this is something we don't do in daily life. We do that for physical fitness, we do that for any other kind of skills like art, sports, and so forth. We rarely do that for the mind. So that's the only difference. But the principle of training is the same. So you see, nothing mysterious about it, but still you need to practice. So that's the basis.
Matthieu, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us this evening and inspiring us. I found that incredibly powerful, and just that sense of calm that comes to a busy, noisy room in a moment like that gives us a taste of what you and others have been doing for many, many decades of your lives. A wonderful, inspiring talk, and thank you from all of us. Thank you to all of you for coming this evening. It's been quite a hot, humid evening tonight, but it's been wonderful having you all here. Please do stay in touch with us. If you're not already a member of Action for Happiness, please come and find out more at our website. You will have seen that we were very kindly provided some free drinks from a company called Feel Good this evening. We've got plenty of those left, so please feel free to take some of those for yourselves, for your friends, for family, and so on. There's lots left in the reception. Thank you again for coming. Thank you again to Matthieu, and we'll hopefully see you again very soon. Thanks.